Alex had that left hook, bro. I don't know what God he prayed to for that left hook, but whatever God he did, let me know, Alex. Bang my line because I want that left hook.
And that left hook was cultivated and created by Satan himself. Okay, that is a brutal left hook.
His left hook is nasty. It really is, man. It'll make anybody. It'll make somebody wake up and be like, "Is it Christmas yet?" We're talking about in July. I mean, this is the type of power that this dude has. Those leg kicks, man. When you get somebody that has leg kicks like that, like it sucks, dude. It's the same reason why I started kicking, because once you know what it feels like to get hit and that certain part where there's not a lot of fat and there's a lot of bone, you have to attack it. And he does a really, really good job.
Man, he was kicking me like 25%. My leg was like rocking like I was about to fall down. It was like, I'm not trained for this no more, so I don't anticipate or expect to be able to take much damage. But the way that he does it, he's not just like throwing a kick. There's a method to what he's doing. And it only takes a couple to really compromise your belief.
There's a lot going on when you're able to do that, and Pereira is an absolute master of the calf kick. There is no tell to what he's doing. And again, I say this a lot, it really wasn't as common of a technique when I was fighting. And it really adds a completely different wrinkle. Your stance has to be adjusted. And for anyone who's going to face someone like Pereira in the future, you have to prepare for that. You cannot be leaning too far forward on that lead leg. Your head probably shouldn't be far forward over your lead leg anyway. Yeah. But if you are doing that, Pereira is going to take it off.
Here's the thing, you guys, about Alex. I could spar Alex, and I could go point for point, and I could hit him, I could kick him. But the difference is, the man touches you, and you just fucking die.
Where you got a guy who hits that hard, and he's tying you up and looking for that big left hook, which he puts everybody down with. Look at the Strickland fight. Look at all these other guys. It's like he's not the fastest striker, but when he connects, it is dangerous.
People love this dude. You know what I mean? I love that. I love that they not no hate. I love that he's getting that love, and I love that he's getting that admiration and that appreciation in things. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that it presents a challenge for me to go out there and get mine.
Pereira has taken over the sport in kind of like a fashion that Conor McGregor did, okay? He's become a champion of 2 different weight classes. He's beaten 4 former or current champions, and he's got one of the most exciting styles, and the man is a finisher.
To win 2 belts in 7 fights, mind-blowing. You know, to beat 2 champions in 2 divisions in 7 fights, mind-blowing. It's not like if you looked at his tenure in a fight, as a fight legacy, as a combatant, combat sports athlete, like he hasn't earned it one way or another. You know, he's lived in the ring.
If you've ever seen him, pressure doesn't seem to bother the guy. I think he's thriving in there. He's had a real crap life that he worked through. I think he had a real bad alcohol problem, worked in like a tire shop when he was younger. I think he's been through it. The fact that he gets to make a ton of money and fight the best guys in the world and be a badass martial artist, he's living it up.
Overall, I think Alex is a good dude, you know, from the things that I've seen, you know, just like how he interacts like with his family and like his friends and things like that. He seems funny. Honestly, he seems like a likable guy, you know. He just has that, he's just in a sport where, you know, you gotta have that dog. You gotta be that savage in this, and it's just a grimy thing. And every man for himself, you know, it's the fight business, you know what I mean? It's yeah, I think as an athlete, I think what he's done as an athlete is incredible. You know, 2 division champion and 2 different sports at the highest level of those sports. You know, shaking things up and just, yeah, bro, he's special. He's definitely a special athlete.
You know, I wish he spoke English because it would be a lot easier. He'd be a lot more vocal, and it'd be a lot easier for him to not always have to have a translator in his press conferences, the lead up to the fights and all those kind of things, because I would love to hear more from him, but he is a very quiet guy. But he's very cerebral in his thoughts or his approach to the game. He doesn't punch, doesn't over kick. He picks his shots and he chooses them wisely, and he picks people apart. He's got power. We saw that with the numerous knockouts that he's had.
Look, I'll say, Pereira is a special human being, not just a fighter, special human being. And I'll say that because I've been in there with him many times. A special human being, and he's got a special ability when it comes to putting people to sleep. He can do it to anyone. It's very impressive, his story. His story is very impressive. What he's done in kickboxing, coming to the UFC, hunting me down, getting hunted, and then going up to 205 now. Like, when they do a story or a movie on his life, it's gonna be something amazing.
When you hear your rival, right, someone like Israel Adesanya, say that he is special, that means something, okay? It's not like Izzy and Poatan are great friends, and the fact that he respects Pereira and sees him as special says a lot to me. And I think what makes him special is the fact that he could put your lights out with that left hook at any time. He doesn't have to make a big swing. All he needs to do is just connect. He just needs to touch you, and you will go down.
He also forces you to fight fights that you know is not going to be beneficial to you. You know, having to stand with Alex Pereira, at some point he's going to find a way to hurt you. Whether it's with those brutal leg kicks or with his hands, he's going to find a way to hurt you. But you still are forced to stand with him. He also is a guy that knows enough to counter and score right when he needs to.
I see him fight, see the way he punches, see how he wins, see how he's laying that left hook. And I'm like, there's a method to this madness.
1000%.
Yeah, it looks ridiculous. And he throws the calf kick where he's just like thumping you.
Yeah.
I was like, it's either he's really dense,
That's
he's got
probably
some Amazon blood.
I'm thinking so, yeah.
The bones, as you say. I don't know. That he's a special human being.
So he goes from 83 kilograms to 99.3 kilograms. So what is 99.3 kilograms? Is that like 220 something pounds? He walks around he weighs in at 184, and then he weighs in on the fight day at 219. That's crazy. That's
I don't
so
get it.
big. He's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Right? He's a fucking heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's a heavyweight. He's like, look, if he had a little bit of fat on him, he's a heavyweight.
Alex is a beast, bro. Dude's big as fuck, bro. I mean, I said this in New York back it was like January. We did a signing. We both did a signing together. Me, him, Vicente Luque, and Aaron Blanchfield. We all did a signing at the same place in New York. I said that then. I was like, 185. I was like, this dude's big as fuck. This dude's bigger than I am. And I'm like, okay.
Man, like I said, these middleweights should get on their fucking knees and thank me because I got this man out of there. Because if not, you would have to deal with him over and over again, all of you. And I doubt any of you would want to fight this guy. I did 4 times.
Because Izzy's getting on his, he's talking a bit of trash there. He was kind of laughing. He said that all the middleweights should thank him because Alex Pereira went up to 205. I do think they have unfinished business. And whilst I do think Jamahal Hill should be the next guy in line, I, for one, would like to see the rubber match with Izzy and Pereira. And we might just see that if, let's just say, if Pereira can defeat Jamahal Hill, and that's a big if, that's a big ask. That's not going to be an easy fight. But if he can, hypothetically, and even if he doesn't, but if he can, Izzy's tried to become a 2-weight division champ before, lost to Jan Blachowicz. I think he would probably come up to 205 and try and fight for that belt against Alex Pereira. I mean, let's be honest, it would be a title fight waiting to happen.
The guy is just phenomenal. He's one of the nicest people you know. He's one of the best fighters we've seen in a long time. And he has done something that no one else has ever done in the UFC. Win 2 championships in 2 years. 2 years. He made his debut in Madison Square Garden 2 years ago with a double jumping knee to win. 2 years later, he has been the middleweight champ, lost the middleweight championship, earned the UFC light heavyweight title shot, won the UFC light heavyweight title. It's unreal, and I don't think it'll ever be done again, especially in this time frame.